We be fussing, we be screaming, but you the one I wanna lay beside this evening. I'm gon' come back, even when I'm leaving. You give good love, and I receive it. When you feeling down, I'ma sing to you. That ring on your finger got a ring to it. That's that real love, God-fearing love. It may not be how we dreamed it, but it's still love. Can we ever sit down? Talk to me nice, I'ma talk back, baby. You know how we get down. Yeah, the way we gon' work it out.
What it do?
What is poppin'?
What it do?
What is poppin'?
What it do?
Make marriage great again.
What it do?
I had a whole.
What it do?
Okay.
I was doing my own thing.
You're like Migos right there. Just on ad libs.
Oh, that's how you be doing?
That's how they're not the three amigos anymore. It's only two of them.
It's only two of them? I like your braids. They popping. You feel me?
Thank
They
you.
popping.
Just try to. I get tired of my hair.
They popping.
And I want to cut it all off, but because you love long hair,
You want to cut it all off? You want to do the big chop?
yeah, I would love to do
To
the
do the
big
big
chop
chop?
or locks.
You've done it before.
Nah, that really wasn't a big
Man,
chop.
that was a chop. I wish we could pull up some footage. I don't know what you're talking about.
When I say big chop,
You talking about like a low haircut like King or Zion?
no, I mean like how my mom's just like.
Well, that's because hers look like that because it's all curled.
Here
If
we
she
go.
was to pull hers
Here
out,
we go.
it's about as long as yours was.
No, my mom's hair is very short. My mom
All
has
right.
a taper in the back.
And I'm not going to argue with you about your mom's hair, okay?
You don't like tapers.
Ladies and gentlemen,
So I have to keep these going.
I like a wide variety of things.
Now, one thing I do is change my hair a lot.
Yeah, you do.
I do. Probably like every 6 to 8 weeks, you will see me in something different.
That's a fact. Yeah. I like a wide variety. Ladies and gentlemen, we here. It's Make Marriage Great Again.
Welcome to season 2.
And so, we've been cooking up some conversations, some
Yeah.
content for your listening and viewing pleasures.
Listening and viewing.
And viewing
'Cause
pleasures.
they're doing both right now.
They're doing both right now. You feel me? And so, I think it's time for some good content. Time for some real good content. I know we've been, discussing all types of topics.
So we've had some really good content though over the past year. So
We have.
you're saying you want to take it to another level?
I mean, I love it. People love good content. They love good content.
I love real content.
I love real content too.
Yeah.
I love real content too. And so today, I think we're gonna talk about something that's good.
What's on the side of your face?
I don't know, what is it?
You all right?
I'm good.
Probably when you.
I was hot and I was wiping myself with
That's what it
a
was.
paper towel.
See, y'all have to care for one another. When you don't even care if you just film and you just go ahead and get him right.
I appreciate that, baby.
You all right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So we're gonna talk about one of my favorites. And really, the reason why it's one of my favorites
Why?
is because I've encountered it.
This is what we're gonna do today?
What?
That's fine.
What?
No, go ahead.
What?
No, go ahead.
I've encountered it. Throughout the course of our marriage.
And deserved it.
Oh, wait.
You
No,
deserved it, too.
wait. Jesus deserved the praise.
No.
Now, hold up now. And so, I want to talk about something, y'all, just kidding around, but I want to talk about something that's important, and I think we utilize it and we don't really realize some of the damage that it does.
Yeah.
In relationships and in marriage. And it is the silent treatment. Don't get quiet now.
I mean, we can talk about it, but
Don't get quiet
I
now.
have my reasons for why I'm quiet.
It is the silent treatment, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, okay.
And so, and probably, truth be told, if we're to be all the way honest, I feel like, well, I can't speak for everybody, but I know a lot of people have probably participated in the silent treatment.
Oh, I have.
Either the one who was giving the silent treatment,
Yeah.
or the one who was the recipient of the silent treatment.
I'm not only a client, I'm the silent president.
Lord Jesus. Help her, Lord. And so,
Ain't that what Biggie said?
That's
I'm
what he
not
said.
Only a client, I'm the player president. I am not only a client, I am the silent president.
That's what he said. So what is the silent treatment then? Let the people know what the silent treatment is.
When you
because
don't really want to say what you really want to say, because what you could say could be damaging, and could be, you could go grab some words that you told the Lord Jesus that you wasn't going to say no more. So instead of cussing somebody out and talking about their mama, you just be quiet.
See, now that's a real complicated urban definition of the silent treatment, y'all. But just to simplify it, because I'm a reformer on my Enneagram test.
Oh God!
You feel me?
And
so I take things as complicated and just make it simple. And so just to simplify, the silent treatment is a refusal to communicate with someone that wants to communicate with you.
See, that is, I already disagree with that.
How?
Because sometimes I need to be silent. Sometimes, like, if we get into it and you're trying to talk to me, it is best that I keep my mouth shut.
Well, so here's why I would say I would challenge that. Because you don't have to say what you want to say, but you don't have to be silent either.
So you don't believe that there's times where some things just have to, like, cool off?
So this is what we say, like in church, that shut mouth grace.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes you got to have some shut mouth grace. But I think those types of situations is different than the silent treatment.
So the silent treatment is almost like for a period of time.
Yeah, the silent treatment is like we had words, and now we've gotten into day 2 or 3, and you still haven't spoken.
Yeah, well,
That's the silent treatment. I'm not talking about in a moment where you could say something and you decide not to.
What about the rest of the evening when you tell somebody that they cook real sloppy and they leave everything all over the sink?
Well, wait a minute. Let's talk about it then, since you want to come look all crazy. Look, y'all, I'm going to just keep it all the way real. No. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So this what happened last night, y'all.
Oh, no.
So this what happened.
Go from
No. We talking about last night. This what happened. So my wife, my lovely wife, she brought the word of God yesterday. She preached. Did an amazing job. Church went up. Church was lit, right? So our boys, they got football games on Sundays right after church.
Yep.
So normally we got to get to their games right after church. So we got to the game, boom, and we was hungry because we hadn't eaten.
Yep.
So what she did is, hold up. She made the executive decision to cook. Now, I'm all for the cooking. My wife can burn. If y'all know her, she can cook good. I'm all for it. I knew she was tired. I knew she preached. She said she wanted to cook. I ain't want to offer up no argument.
What's my reasoning?
Her reasons for wanting to cook was because she said she wanted to save money. Now, this is one of the few times that she's decided that she wanted to save some money. And she said that she wanted to save some money. And so I said, okay, cool. So she goes to the grocery store, right? Gets the groceries, comes home. She cooks. She cooks salmon. She cooks steak. She cooked broccoli and boiled some noodles, green beans.
And I made homemade fettuccine Alfredo.
And homemade fettuccine Alfredo. It was the bomb. I have absolutely no complaints. But one thing about my wife, y'all. One thing about my wife. When she cook, she makes the biggest messes in the world. You ever seen like the videos of people cooking and they flopping flour all over the place and everything all everywhere and everything? That's how I mean.
Never seen no flour flop.
It's seasoning everywhere out. She leave the food out in the elements and all that. And so then last night she said, we was upstairs. She said, Yon downstairs and was kind of talking to me a little reckless.
You're a liar. You're a liar. I did not say that. Don't do that.
So that's kind of what messed me up. She like, now going downstairs since I cooked.
Julius, you're lying.
And the least you could do is put the food away, nigga. I said, now
you're
wait.
Lying.
I said, now wait a minute. Nah, she didn't say that, y'all, but seriously, she's like, I cooked, I preached. You know, the least you could do is go downstairs. Right.
I cooked all the food. Y'all, I said, did y'all eat good? And
I said yes.
Here, so there's 4 men in the house. They all said, yeah. I said, then the least y'all could do is go downstairs and clean the kitchen.
And so I said, touche. I said, King and Zion and Sa.
Oh, What you said was,
Why'd you put your hand towards my mouth?
Because you're not telling the truth.
Why did you put your?
The first thing he said was, "Well, come on downstairs and help me clean."
And I really, to be honest with y'all, I was messing because I knew she had a pretty good point as far as her cooking and all that. So I got the boys, I got Sa. We came downstairs. I come downstairs, dog. It's seasoning everywhere. Watch this. The noodles have been out in the elements and they're drying up on the edges. The Alfredo sauce has got the little skim of dryness over the top when you leave sauces out. The salad, everything is just everywhere. And there's dishes everywhere.
Part
and so
of cleaning the kitchen is putting the food away.
So what I said was, I yelled up the steps because she tried to make it like I was yelling at her.
You were.
I yelled up the steps because she was upstairs. I said, babe, why you gotta cook so sloppy?
You did not say first.
What'd I say?
God.
What'd I say?
You tell a story just from your slant.
What'd I say?
He was cleaning the kitchen. He yells up the stairs, Ashante. I said, what? Man, don't be cooking all sloppy, man. You got seasonings everywhere.
I said, why you cook so sloppy? You got seasoning?
Y'all, I cooked with 5 seasonings yesterday.
It was stuff everywhere, man.
I cooked with 5 seasonings yesterday.
I really wish I'd have
I
wish I'd have took a picture of this kitchen.
5 seasonings just out. I'm like, bro, so now you know how it is when you don't feel like doing something, so then you get real pissy because you have to do it and you start slanging stuff and murmuring and complaining. That's him. He starts slanging stuff around.
No, I did not.
Murmuring underneath his breath. Yelling up the stairs.
She is exaggerating.
So he did it on purpose because I came down the stairs and then guess who ended up helping him clean the kitchen?
Hold on. She, on her own free will, decided to come down the steps. We was doing it. The boys was getting the trash.
The boys left.
I was doing it. They left when you came downstairs.
Oh.
They left. They used her entrance as their exit. They seen her. They said, "This is my exit call. I'm out." They got out of here. So I was cleaning the kitchen. She come downstairs. I just do it, man. I do it, man. I'll do it
myself.
And
said, if this was going to happen, if you're going to be yelling and all pissy because you got to put away a couple dishes,
y'all, a couple dishes.
Go to the grocery store.
See, here we go. Here we go.
And let's be clear.
Here we go.
Hey, America, listen.
Here we go.
He never goes to the grocery store.
Hold on.
And he never cooks.
Hold on. Again, let's go back to how you went to the grocery store and stuff. We didn't discuss anything. You made the executive decision to go to the grocery store and cook after you preached.
Bologna sandwiches every day.
No, we was going to go get something to eat like we normally do. You said all of a sudden you want to try to save some money all of a sudden.
Then he got smart and said, oh yeah, that's the only time you want to save some money.
You want to save some money all the time. Normally it's BMF out here, just blowing money fast. Every time I turn around, just blowing money fast.
It wasn't just saving money. The kids were they didn't know what they wanted. It was all kind of things. I didn't really know what I wanted, and so it was just better for me to cook. I'd rather spend $125 at the grocery store and have leftovers instead of spending it at Longhorn and we ain't got nothing.
But
left.
you almost paying the same amount for food and going out to eat these days. You almost ain't even saving no money. And how much money did you spend at the grocery store?
$130.
$130.
And all I got is a piece of salmon left.
I ought to give you the silent treatment for that. For everything we had to go through. But y'all, let's get back on it. So she was
silent till last night. I was silent.
She won't act like she don't want to say nothing.
Didn't want to say nothing.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
And then because what's wrong with that is because experts in psychology and marriage therapy often label the silent treatment as a form of emotional abuse, passive-aggressive behavior, and controlling behavior. And so, you ladies and gentlemen, you heard it right here from the horse's mouth. She gave me the silent treatment last night.
No, you said because you said treatment was over an extended period of time.
I gave an example of what the silent treatment could be.
7 minutes later, you ended up trying to body slam me in the kitchen. I got out of it, and then you chased me up the stairs, and we were no longer silent. So that's not the silent treatment. That's trying to be silent.
I went and jumped on her back last night.
Jumped on my back.
She was on her way up the steps.
They said, "Mommy, you're picking him up off the ground." I said, "Oh, I know."
I was up off the ground.
I said, oh, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what's going on here. You jumped on the wrong back today. So no, it was not the silent treatment.
So,
I understand what they're saying.
But this is what experts in psychology say. They say that it is a form of emotional abuse. Let's talk about that for a minute. Like seriously, y'all, like real talk. You're in a relationship, committed, whatever, marriage, you know, and something has transpired that causes you to feel like, you know, you don't want to discuss. How in the world does that become emotional abuse?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's almost torment, if you will. Because there's times, because I'm a talker, if you guys haven't noticed. And Julius, I'll slap you. Julius he's a talker only when he wants to talk about the things that he wants to talk about. If he's preaching, he's a talker. If he's teaching, he's a talker. If he's talking about business, he's a talker. But on things that are not really high level, he don't really do, what do they call, like...
I'm an introvert, y'all.
Yeah, he's introvert, so he's not really like chit-chat. So just in my life, because I'm an extrovert, I want to talk all the time about everything. And
like
there's
to
times where
chit-chat.
I like to chit-chat. He's a reader, though. So he'll be reading, and I'll come in there like, so how about those Browns? And he doesn't want to engage me in conversation. And it messes with me because I want to talk. So maybe what they're saying is it can be emotional abuse, because that messes with me, because I'm like...
But I think like it's emotional abuse when, and I don't know this for sure, but like if we had an issue.
What I'm saying is that these are two separate things, but I'm trying to formulate in my mind, like that bothers me, not in a way of like really negative, but it's like, well, shoot, I want to talk, and this person that I want to talk to doesn't want to talk. So on the abuse side, I can only imagine if there's beef or if there's an argument or an issue, and I'm wanting to talk to you and you don't want to talk to me emotionally. Yeah. I can see why they're saying that's abusive.
So do you feel
it's almost like manipulative a little bit?
So does it like tap into like insecurity?
I'm sure it do all of it. It probably taps into, because you're left at that point, you're left to your own mind.
Assumptions as to what they're thinking, right, what's going on, what the real reason is.
Now? Maybe it's something else. And then your brain is kind of, at that point, spiraling. So, yeah.
And then you start like maybe like making up hypothetical.
Oh, baby, now listen.
Situations.
I got delivered from the hypothetics.
Yeah.
I ain't going to hold you up.
Yeah.
There was a point in my life where I made things up in my mind and then would say them, which is a whole nother topic. But the hypothetics is almost like a trauma response. Like you'll just, well, it's because they don't like me, and it's because they're never coming back, and it's because, and you almost start just reeling out of control.
Yeah, and the person who's intentionally giving the silent treatment, then once they've gotten you to a point to where you're emotionally kind of unstable behind the situation, then I can see how it becomes, it's a form of passive aggressiveness. Yeah. It's not saying anything.
But you're really the aggressor.
It's a microaggression.
Yep, it is.
You know what I mean?
Like, I'm gonna be quiet and have them basically go crazy. And then really you're being aggressive by you being passive.
And then it transitions right into the controlling behavior.
Absolutely. It's principle of least interest at that point.
Oh, wow.
So now, like, I don't care. I have the least interest in this situation, in this relationship. So I hold the power and the control. It's like dating. I mean, I know you've seen it. You have a girl that really likes a guy, and the guy, I mean, he cool on her. He ain't feeling her like that. And he's not really giving her what she's giving him, and so she almost finds herself doing even more to get the attention of the individual.
Wow. And so what we came up with, y'all, is that like there's a lot of relationships that really this silent treatment is active in.
Man, yeah, it's the highest form of manipulation.
Wow. It says this here. It says it's basically an attempt by a person to get what they want by making the other person miserable. While this might be an effective way of getting what you want in the short term, it's very damaging to relationships of all types.
I like what it says. It's a form of pouting.
Yeah, it's a form of pouting.
Silent treatment, basically you're running around pouting. So if you're not talking to your spouse, if you're mad at your spouse, if you're refusing to communicate with your spouse, just picture yourself like this.
Yeah.
That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Walking around the house like this.
Yeah.
Pouting. No, just quit pouting and open your mouth and let's have a conversation about what's going on.
Or maybe it's not a pout. Maybe it's a it's a very aggressive, like, I ain't saying nothing to that. I ain't got nothing to say.
It's still passive.
It's very passive.
It's still passive.
It's very
Because
passive.
if you're that aggressive, then why ain't you saying nothing then?
Yeah.
You ain't talking about nothing. You ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not really who you think you are because
Right.
you're not saying anything.
Right.
A real man, a real woman in a real marriage would open up their mouths, sit down, and say, hey, listen, this happened last night. This really bothered me. Let's be mature adults and have a conversation about it.
So this is what I believe, though. This is what I believe. I believe, honestly, a lot of the times the person who is giving the silent treatment don't necessarily have the words to say. They don't know how to articulate
I disagree.
what they want to say. In some instances, I believe it's
think
true.
For a period of time, maybe. And you do have some people, we've counseled people that say, man, I just need to gather my thoughts so that when I do speak, it doesn't come out abrasive. I ain't talking about that. Because let me tell you right now, shouldn't be no day 3 and you still gathering. That's some bull crap. No, it don't take 3 days to gather. You doing life with this person,
Yeah.
it shouldn't take, that's emotionally abusive.
Yeah.
You got this person that is now off to their own perspectives, their own thinking, their own everything, and it take you 72 hours. It didn't take you 72 hours to argue,
It could have took 3 months to argue.
which is a whole nother issue. But you adding 3 days, that's not helping. That's not helping at all. It doesn't take 3 days. Sit down, write it down, journal it out. Like almost like marrieds. If this is the case, maybe y'all should give yourself a timeline. Like, hey, listen, we're beefed out right now, but by this time at noon, we need to have a conversation.
So these are all great tools, but what happens is you got a lot of people who get married, who enter into the marriage without any tools. They don't know how to have. They don't know how to have. They don't have to have conflicting conversations. You know what I mean? They don't know how to properly argue. They think arguing means raising your voice and saying mean things. That's not arguing. When you go into a courtroom, the prosecution gives an argument, the defense attorney gives an argument.
Yeah.
There's no disrespect going on here. It's pretty factual. It's even toned. You know what I mean? But we get into it. We think an argument means we got to be raising our voice. We got to scream and yell. And so you got these people who enter into marriage. They don't have tools on how to communicate.
Well, I think what you said is key. You said the argument in a court is fact-based.
Yeah, it's, hey man, you was at the store at 7. Yesterday you said you were at home at 7.
Yep.
We need to reconcile this.
And I think that if married couples would understand what arguing really is and understand that they need to come together with facts, you really wouldn't have a lot of yelling and screaming. Because yelling and screaming is just this very emotional space. But if we're coming together and you got your facts and I got my facts, we should be able to argue civil and come to an agreement.
But the problem with that is that everybody is not so fact oriented. I'm pretty black and white. I deal in facts, but this is what I've realized about facts though. This is what I've realized. So say for instance, you got a guy, he plays basketball on a team, right? Mm-hmm. They've been playing some scrubs for the first 5 games of the season. Mm-hmm. He been averaging 32. Mm-hmm. And so he running around saying numbers don't lie. And it's like, I mean, bro, it's a fact. Yes, you've been averaging 32, but look who you've been playing. Like, you ain't been playing nobody. And so, yes, it's a fact that you've been averaging 32, but that fact ain't really, it's not really exemplifying really like who you are as a player for real.
So it's kind of like last night when you said there's seasonings everywhere. Like the fact was like, okay, bro, there might have been some seasonings everywhere, but bro, it's 5 seasonings on the thing.
So you still on that?
I just thought I'd bring it
I
up.
thought we had passed that. You still on that? What happens when you bringing up old stuff? What type of abuse is that?
It's not abuse.
Huh? You still on that? My Lord. Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen.
Remember.
Let's move on, ladies and gentlemen. So here's what they're saying. They're saying that the silent treatment, it solves absolutely nothing.
No, it makes matters worse.
Does it make you feel good though? For the moment?
The person that's giving the silent treatment?
Yes.
I mean, it could. We've never gone. I don't think we've ever gone like more than an hour.
Well, no, because you like to talk, and so you ain't gonna let too much time go by without expressing, articulating your thoughts and your feelings.
Passive aggressive one.
About,
so really, you would be the one to be quiet. I make you talk. I make you talk about it.
What is that?
What is
if
what?
you're making me do something in that moment I'm not ready to do.
I'm pulling you out of you being passive aggressive. I'm pulling you out of being controlling. I'm pulling you out of the dark side.
You are painting a wild picture here, man. And I don't appreciate it.
I make you better.
It says this. It says it creates additional stress in the relationship, the silent treatment.
Yeah.
Because it kind of like builds up this animosity. The silence build up animosity.
Yeah. And others resent receiving the silent treatment. So if I'm on the receiving end, I resent you. See, and then we get into this roots of resentment and roots of bitterness in marriage. Y'all, this is dangerous stuff. You thinking that you just not talking to your spouse for a couple of days. Meanwhile, bro got a whole root of resentment growing in his belly towards his wife.
Or deeper than that, you're tapping into something that happened to him before.
His mom could have been doing this silent treatment. And
then you ain't talking, and so it's tapping into something that was before, and so now he got a whole nother thought process going on. You thinking you just ain't talking because you mad, but not realizing you're triggering some very severe dysfunctions in him.
My God.
And then mess around and you got a punk now.
Now wait a second. You can't go from the silent treatment to just start giving people poop knots.
I'll just wait. What? That's what happens.
You just go from the silent treatment to this.
It happens. It happens, unfortunately.
We might have to talk about this.
It happens, unfortunately.
This is a good one.
This is a good one, y'all. But seriously, I think really think about how to articulate. Yeah. And really pay attention to the fact that the silent treatment is a form of manipulation, it's controlling, it's emotional abuse.
And it's passive aggressive.
And it's really unhealthy.
It is.
It doesn't mean you don't take a little bit of time to gather what you're trying to say so that you can present it correctly so that the other person can receive it. It means when you're purposefully not communicating because you are upset and you are trying to get your way by not saying anything. Facts?
I think that's good.
Y'all. Boom! Silent treatment.
Oh my God.
Don't do it.
What are y'all supposed to do?
Talk.
Y'all are supposed to go to YouTube.
Yes.
Click subscribe.
Yes. Make Marriage Great Again podcast on YouTube.
Then you're supposed to go over to Instagram to Make Marriage Great Again.
MMGA podcast on IG.
On Facebook, it's Make Marriage Great Again podcast.
That's right.
Click the follow button there. You should be following us because we got some stuff coming up, and I just don't think you want to miss all of the announcements, special guests. It's about to go down. We in season 2, baby.
Yeah. And share. Like and share.